Anyone who like Impressionism or is a fan of Impressionist painting would definitely know the name of the French painter Monet. Monet was born in 1840 and can be called the pioneer or the one who started the whole art revolution of Impressionism. He basically worked always with water, or oil color or acrylic color. I do not work often with oil and acrylic, never with oil color, sometimes with acrylic color, and I mostly work with watercolor. I can in no way say that my painting is any comparison with Monet's painting, but I tried using watercolor to give the idea of Impressionism, same as Monet did. This is inspired, and I tried to kind of work on a watercolor painting of his very famous painting, The White Lady. He has made several paintings on that series where the lady is mostly in a white dress and with a very long scarf with an umbrella or in a garden, and I tried creating one painting from one of his this series, and I hope you will like this tutorial. The tutorial is not a full art tutorial, but an idea about how I did how I created this watercolor of Impressionism. Now here I'm making the clouds. Usually in watercolor I will come with a lot of water, splashes on the paper, and then I come with colors, making sure that I do not paint all the part of the paper, keeping some white, coming with blues and grays and pinks and the warm tones. But here, as this is a Impressionist painting, I cannot do that. I cannot use that technique. I have to come with a different technique. The technique here is coming with a flat brush, a small flat brush, and dabbing the colors on the paper, absolutely not trying to flush or blend them on the paper with water. And also I need to use very little water here, something against the practice of watercolor here what I'm doing, but I enjoyed doing this painting. Really, I enjoyed doing this painting. So I come and dab the colors, and as always, to give an idea of perception, I keep the top layer of the painting in a cool tone, that's blue and rose madder, and bottom layer of the painting I come with warm colors, that is light red or raw sienna, burnt sienna, those kind of colors. Here I have already finished painting the lady on the left side. The right side I kept it blank. However, right now everything is masked because it's very hard to go in the nook and corners and not destroy my lady first. So ideally I should have made the sky and then come with a character, but here I decided to go with character, and hence I have to mask everything that I created before. The grass also I have done partially, it's not finished at all. The grass I used a brush and I came with finger and I kind of sprayed that area to get the idea of a grass. Once I finish the lady, then I'm going to finish my grass. It's not at all finished. Now I realize, because I work with watercolor and it's not acrylic or oil color, they are formation of the clouds, which I do not like, and so I decided to come with my big flush brush that I usually use for my watercolors, and remove wherever I see that there are unnecessary boundary due to drying of the color, and I removed it with lot of water, darkening the lower side with the warm tones, not touching the upper side because I think upper sky looks quite good there, and I don't need to add any colors there. Yeah, using a little bit of rose madder for the warm tones. And once I have done that, I have to get it to dry completely. And when it's dried, I'm going to take away the masking fluid. As you see, after removing the masking fluid, my lady on the left side is visible, and the right side is basically I have not put any color, and that's where I'm going to show you how I did the impressionist painting from Monet here using watercolor. So I have used very thin brush for this, and the white lady is called white lady because it's mostly white. That doesn't mean it's just kept white, but it has the shade of yellow and blues, but mostly in the pale range. So I have mixed a lot of pale colors using yellow, cream and blue, and a little bit of reddish tone using the rose madder. Rose madder is also a very light color, very good color. It is not so bright that it's going to completely come and hit your eyes. So I use the colors which are less intensified, and if I felt at any point that the color I've used is too dark, then I came with water. Again, not with a lot of water here, but little bit of water with a small brush, tiny brush, and I just blend that in the paper. Another thing, this is a dress, so it's not a plain 2D structure. It needs to have the fall, the pleats, and to show them correctly, it is important that there are shades which are darker, there are shades that are lighter, and a small thin brush is a really help to create that form factor of a falling dress or a scarf. So you have to be very patient when you want to make a fall of dress and come with different strength of the colors. So you can use the same color but come with different strength. One time I used less rose madder, and if you see, I'm dipping sometimes the rose madder back to the color just to give it more strength and to show that there are variations in her dress. And as I said, once the dress is finished, then I'm going to again make the grasses and the impression. The grasses are not complete, but as they are standing in the grass, of course, there will be some grasses which are going to just come out of the, just overlap the dress. So if you see the original painting of the white lady from Monet, you'll see there are some blues and there are some reds. The blue I have gone for cobalt blue. I feel ultramarine blue is quite strong, and I found cobalt blue is perfect for the kind of dress I'm looking for. And scarves also, I kept the same blue. I have not used variation of blue. If I felt the blue is too dark, then I came with some gouache of white, titanium white, and I mended that in this cobalt blue. So all the variation that you see on the lady on the left side, with some parts darker blue, lighter area, they're either a plain cobalt blue or cobalt blue mixed with water, or cobalt blue with titanium white on top of it. Now, often in my painting, while I use masking fluid or I am going to use a lot of water, I tend to lose my initial sketches. And every time that you are not working with a free floral painting or free landscape painting, I would highly recommend, especially for human characters or human-made, man-made infrastructure, that you darken your pencil marks, because if they look odd, their painting will look odd. Now, Monet made Impressionism, but if you see his painting, the form factor is beautiful. I mean, that's a human, and the human has the right proportion. Of course, he did not make facial elements clearly, so eyes, nose and lips were not in all of his painting clearly, but the form factor was there. Even the shade on the face of the characters were also there. So that element is important. That element is going to give interest to the painting. Otherwise it will be a very dull painting. So form factor, use of shades, even not going in detail of those shapes, for me that is what is Impressionism. I mark the lady's face. This is an era where the lady and the men, they were wearing always a hat. So she's with a hat. I'm assuming this is a landlord, and they are having an umbrella. So I'm marking those important elements because they just were removed when I removed my masking tape from the character. If you are trying this painting, I would suggest, please go and mark your please do your sky first before you go ahead and do this human character. I was not planning for a full tutorial, that's why I did not go in that structure, but that would help, really that would help. Now for the hat and the umbrella, these are not natural elements. They are not they are artificial. They are made by humans. So for those things you can go with very artificial colors. You can go with a different green and a blue. I use a turquoise blue, for example, for the cap. Now I finished my lady. I was happy with that lady, and it's a time for me to give more to the ground. The grasses, the impression of grasses, the flowers, the stones, the pebbles in the long bushes. That's the time. Of course, you can use a brush and spray. It will work, but that's not going to give you the impression of the long bushes. And that's where you need to come with very thin brush and just imagine, okay, I have the stroke here. This is going to be my grass flowing here. Then I come with a red color, and this will be my flowers. Important. They are standing in a big ground, assumingly, and the wind is crazy. So you have to also imagine where your wind is, which direction. The dress flow in that direction. Even your grasses, the long bushes flow in that direction. So the direction has to be kept in the mind of artists before you start using stroke. So that's an important technicality here. Apart from that, feel free, go ahead with all the reds and oranges you have in your palette and work with them. Where you see you have very light shades, come with a very dark color. Flowers can be really dark green, dark red, dark oranges. So come with those colors and just mark them to show, you have variation of colors. So that's what I'm doing here, and I covered my lady with this transparent paper just because I did not want it to spray, and I wanted to always keep in my mind that that's where the border of the grass is. And it is important that you finish your ladies first before you come with this grass. The grasses has to be on top of the skirt there or their dresses. So that's what I'm doing here. And now sometimes I feel, okay, here is where I need to give an impression of more, and I do come with that time with gouache. I cannot do that in watercolor. Actually, this impressionism so clearly. It is difficult. It is rather difficult. So I come with this gouache and I give that idea. Now, I also show that though I already finished my lady on the left, using the masking fluid, lighten the color of her dress. And I come with then a darker color to show more of the fall of the dresses, that she is wearing kind of a side cloth which is draping down, and those drapes will be lighter and darker, and so I give more detail to her dress at the last. But really those detail is what I have done with the lady on the left side. Absolutely nothing more I did with her. Now, very important at this point is they are having an umbrella. It seems a quite very clear cloud sky day. So definitely they are going to have shade because of the umbrella. And shading gives an object 3D dimension. So that's what I do. The lady on the right side is first standing in front of the other lady, plus she has an umbrella which is covered, so she's mostly on the shade. However, the lady on the top, the sun is coming down and half of her body is in completely shade, but there is half which is not in shade. So I love to use a combination of cobalt blue and rose madder for my shade. It is important to have the shade not very dark and not very light, but that it should have an impact. Hope you enjoyed this small tutorial. Thank you very much for your time.